Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight on the Now Bakersfield, it's the first day of the World Ag Expo in Tulare County, and tonight we'll show you a machine that's leading the way in technology and the woman behind the controls. Plus, focusing on heart health, how Dignity Health is teaming up with the American Heart Association to combat heart disease here in Kern County. And still looking for last-minute Valentine's Day gifts? We've got you covered. That's all ahead on the Now Bakersfield. Chris?
Let's get a first look at our lineup here on the Now. The number of measles cases continues to grow, and today we're hearing from a teen going against his mother, choosing to get his shots for the first time. Well, more horror stories about what can go wrong with pet sitting apps. One family telling us they came home from vacation to their dog dead. Now they're warning for you and how the company is responding. And you likely didn't learn how to manage your finances in class, in grade school, but that is starting to change.
Good evening. It's day one of the World Ag Expo in Tulare, and agricultural professionals are gathering to talk about the newest and best items in the farming industry. The Now's Leah Pizzetti introduces us to one company and what's making them stand out at the Ag Expo.
There are so many different types of people here. Men, women, young, old, visitors, locals, you name it, they're here. But this demonstrator is turning heads while moving rocks. It lifts, it sifts, and it makes your construction easier.
Today we're displaying the S14 with the 2-inch screens. So what's nice about it, you can get your fines out of there and screen it down out of concrete, asphalt, reinforced concrete.
MB Crusher is at the Ag Expo for the third year in a row, and their machine is drawing a crowd. This machine operator is controlling the spectacle and embracing it.
I love being outside. I can't imagine working in an office, and I get to do fun stuff like this.
Tabitha Bursler Blue has been a heavy equipment operator in the Fresno area for 17 years. She says there are not a lot of women doing what she does, but that's not stopping her.
I don't even notice the male-dominated field part. I get to play with Tonkas every day. I mean, it's like everybody's dream job, right?
So she lifts, she sifts, and she drops in her heavy lifting heaven. A machine this big may look daunting, but
you know, the funny thing is, the bigger the machine, the easier they are to operate. I know that sounds crazy, but it's so true.
Her joke, if anyone gives her a hard time,
so easy, a girl can do it.
Showing the boys how it's done. In Tulare County, Leah Pizzetti, 23 ABC.
Plans for a 5-day music festival here in Kern County are currently delayed as the Board of Supervisors has postponed their vote on the proposal. The Lightning in a Bottle Festival could bring upwards of 20,000 people to Buena Vista Lake this spring. This morning, supervisors voted 4-1 to delay their vote until February 26th. The Kern County Law Enforcement Association has raised concerns about staffing such a large event, and the Sheriff's Office expressed concerns about keeping thousands of concert goers safe. Dewlab Productions has released a YouTube video today announcing on their website Buena Vista Lake will be the location for the festival, despite not having supervisor approval. 2 Bakersfield CHP officers are to thank for helping track down a 2-year-old girl who had been abducted. CHP officials say last night around 9 o'clock they received information about a 2-year-old girl who was taken by her non-guardian mother and may be in the area. Officials say just before 1 a.m. they received information that the woman was near McFarland. Officers Cade and Chavez set up on Highway 99 near 7th Standard Road and spotted the suspect's vehicle heading southbound. Officials pulled her over on the Norris Road exit where she was taken into custody. The little girl was found in the vehicle in good health. Officials say the woman, Jordan Hodge, was arrested and evaluated for DUI and drugs. The 2-year-old was released to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office to be reunited with her mother. Local hospitals and the American Heart Association are officially teaming up to battle heart disease in Kern County. Dignity Health Bakersfield and the American Heart Association launching their Life is Why Kern County initiative today outside of Memorial Hospital. The 3-year commitment teams Mercy and Memorial Hospital with the Heart Association to raise awareness and educate locals about heart disease and brain health. The program aims to inspire a healthier lifestyle to help residents feel better and reduce the risk for heart disease and stroke, saying 80% of cardiac events can be prevented with education and action.
This does allow us to really branch out and do more work. We are a smaller staff here in Kern County, and so it's exciting to have a partner in all of this to really reach more people in the surrounding Kern County areas.
Officials say they plan to relaunch a former program called Go Red por tu Corazon, which focuses on education for Latinos in Kern County. Officials say heart disease and stroke are the #1 and #5 killers in the country and Kern County. If you're still trying to figure out what's for dinner tonight, you can grab a sandwich and support a good cause. Happening right now, Leadership Bakersfield is teaming up with Jersey Mike's to raise money benefiting homeless youth. Until 8 o'clock tonight, 20% of proceeds at Jersey Mike's in Northwest Bakersfield will be donated to Leadership Bakersfield. The organization hopes to use the proceeds to build a community room at the Dream Center for homeless youth. Jersey Mike's is located at 200 Coffee Road, and they're saying they're happy they can help.
Dream Center is a great facility. They're connecting with the community, helping out, offering resources for people that are less fortunate. You know, Bakersfield is we always come out and support each other. So this is a great opportunity to get some great food and help out our community.
And again, you can still support them until 8 o'clock tonight. That's at Coffee and Hageman.
The CDC says there have been more than 100 cases of measles this year. While doctors say it's spreading mostly among people who haven't been vaccinated. And the Now's Kamasi Aaron has the story of a teen making headlines for going against his parents and getting the vaccine.
It all started with this post on Reddit by an 18-year-old looking for advice on how to get vaccinated. Ethan Lindenberger wrote his parents think vaccines are some kind of government scheme and said because of their beliefs, he'd never been vaccinated for anything. God knows how I'm still alive.
Once I turned 18, I said, even though we disagree still, I'm going to pursue vaccinations.
Other teens have been turning to social media with questions about providing their own consent to get vaccines as measles and mumps cases grow across the country. When people get both doses of the measles vaccine, experts say it's 97% effective.
Most parents who choose not to vaccinate their children do so after many, many hours of in-depth research.
Phil Silberman leads a vaccine choice group. Although he's chosen not to vaccinate his children, he believes everyone should have a choice on whether they use medical products or not and should do thorough research before making a decision.
Don't just stop at what you see on the nightly news. Don't just stop at Andy Wakefield and Jenny McCarthy.
According to the Washington Post, Ethan received vaccines for hepatitis A and B, influenza, and HPV. And he says his relationship with his parents around vaccinations has improved.
It's now in a great spot. My parents are very happy that I'm continuing to express that the importance of vaccine is beyond just me and other people. And, I'm glad to share that story.
A post sparking conversation about choice. For the Now, I'm Kamasi Aaron.
All right, Kamasi, thank you. Another check of our lineup. And you likely didn't learn how to manage your finances when you were in grade school, but we're going to show you how that's starting to change.
I like having control over my money. I like pretending that I'm an adult because being an adult is awesome.
Yeah, these kids you just heard from, they're getting these lessons in the 5th grade, and we're going to show you how it's paying off for them. Let's start the Now News feed. The FBI's watchdog giving the agency advice on storing text messages. The recommendations out today are on how the FBI could keep and store all messages between employees sent on agency devices. Now, this is after texts between two FBI employees investigating Hillary Clinton's emails were lost. Well, the FBI took down a man accused of ruining food at Southern California grocery stores. Authorities say he poured bleach on the items. He was arrested in Northern California. It's unclear what his motive would be for this. No one's become sick, though. Well, they say it takes a village to raise a child, and a new study says moms with friends who help tend to have toddlers who have better test scores. This is compared to moms who have smaller social support networks. This is a study in JAMA. Well, there are more ways now than ever to take control of your health without leaving the house. At-home lab tests are an example. These kits, they test for issues from diabetes to thyroid conditions. Sometimes you get the results at home right away. Other tests, you maybe submit a urine or saliva sample through the mail, and the results come a few days later. We spoke to physician Dr. Scott Powell, who says these kinds of tests, they can be a useful tool in your healthcare arsenal, especially if you don't have a lot of paid time off.
The benefit nowadays is everyone's time is valuable. And so every time or lack of time waiting for an appointment or waiting for a physician is a benefit to them.
Dr. Powell says there are some things that you should consider when taking an at-home lab test. He says that you should still consult your doctor before. You want to make sure they're aware that you're taking it. They can help you with the results, and they also can make sure that you're not taking a test that you really don't need and spending money or stressing yourself out unnecessarily. Well, if you are still waiting on that tax return, trust me, you're not alone. The IRS is processing tax returns at a slower rate this year. The government shutdown is part of the blame. People with certain tax credits may not get their return until late February. Now, if you're wondering where your money is, you can check with the IRS. Go to irs.gov/refunds. It'll tell you if the IRS has approved your refund and when you should expect to get your money. You're going to get a pop-up message that says using this system, you're giving consent and monitoring and recording.
Well, mark your calendars because Valentine's Day is just 2 days away. And if you're still looking for something special to get your special someone, don't worry, we've got you covered. Pizza Hut is offering heart-shaped pizzas for the special occasion. For $14.99, you get a large pizza to give to your Valentines. They are available starting today. You can get them now if you want. You can call ahead and place a future order, or you can call just as you would on any other night and order it. It can be delivered or picked up. The only catch is, unfortunately, they cannot write any special messages on the pizza for you. So you have to do that yourself, but that's okay. Meanwhile, if your Valentine doesn't like the smell of fresh flowers, you can still get them a bouquet that smells amazing, right? Olive Garden offering up a DIY breadstick bouquet. Online, you can find different bouquet wraps that say something like to have and to hold, and most importantly, to eat, or my love for you is never ending. Then all you have to do is order breadsticks to go, and you have a perfect bouquet for your special someone. And nice, isn't that cute? Nice, hot, warm breadsticks. Trust me, your special someone is going to want them this week, right, Allison?
Oh, yeah, because we are tracking a storm making its way into the county that is going to be bringing rainy conditions throughout the day on Wednesday as well as on Thursday. This is an atmospheric river event, so we can see it's already pushing into Northern California, but by the time you're waking up tomorrow, going to be seeing some rain across the county. Now, as of right now, the calm before the storm, we are seeing thick cloud cover across the county as well as temperatures still in the 50s here in the valley, 35 in Breckenridge right now, and 47 down in Fraser Park. But this system is actually a low pressure system mixed with some subtropical moisture. So the atmospheric river historically does bring a good soaking across the county. So if you think of a water hose coming from Hawaii aiming straight into Central California, well, that's the amount of rain we're going to be seeing as well as those warm temperatures. So by the time you're waking up and driving to work tomorrow, looking at those rain chances, then clearing out slightly in the afternoon on Wednesday, but another push making its way into the county throughout the day on Thursday. So this system is going to be bringing snow levels that are rapidly rising up to 7,000 feet by the afternoon on Wednesday, but rain falling on top of snow does mean that we could be seeing some flooding. So we are tracking a flood watch here in Bakersfield as well as a wind advisory in the valley as well as in the Kern County mountains. Gusts could be reaching up to 60 miles per hour, but that is good news for our air quality. We'll be back to the good range with an AQI of 38 and there are no restrictions, but burning is discouraged. Now, as for temperatures, they are going to be at or above seasonal for your Wednesday and Thursday, up to 65 degrees as a high on Valentine's Day. But again, tracking those rain chances throughout the afternoon Wednesday as well as on Thursday, and some lingering showers in store for your Friday. Mostly drying out on Saturday, but we are tracking yet another system bringing some showers to us here in Bakersfield. That 40% chance of rain, but this is going to be a cold system. So we do have the chance to see some snow. That would be down near Tehachapi and Fraser Park. And then for your President's Day weekend, looks like we are going to be clearing out for your Monday, but temperatures are going to be down to 50 degrees. And now Bakersfield will be right back.
Schools around the country are giving a new lesson plan, teaching financial skills like balancing a checkbook, budgeting, the dangers of debt. And we visited a school that's been doing this for more than 20 years. The Now's Andy Taylor showing us how it's paying off.
Franklin Elementary, pulling out all the stops to teach these fifth graders what it's like to be an adult.
At first it kind of sounded really easy, and then as we went through it, it seemed a lot harder, but we're really understanding it now.
That's Nate. He's known to his classmates as Mayor. That's because each student had to practice their interview skills to land a job.
I have a bunch of papers, and it has all of our jobs on them, like what we need to do.
From accountants to reporters to store owners, these 10-year-olds now learn how to manage their finances.
And I do have the accounting information.
Fifth grade teacher, Mr. Heimbigner, says it's a lot of information coming at them.
The kids learn how to balance a checkbook. They also learn about interest. If you get a loan, you actually have to pay extra money back.
They also learn about debt.
One of the big things that they talk about is credit card debt, and then that's always the first thing you should pay off, because that interest is big.
For the past 6 weeks, these fifth graders were in the classroom learning these amazing financial life skills, but today they actually get to put them to use. Welcome to Ameritown. Pretty much this is as close as real life as these 10-year-olds can get.
I got my check and a deposit slip.
Nate and the rest of the students are given a checkbook. cash, and even a debit card.
How much?
They have a full day to spend their paycheck on medical bills, gym memberships, and supermarket fines.
Do you still have those glow-in-the-dark skeleton things? Yes.
Each purchase comes with a lesson. Take these popular $4 popsicles on sale at the Snack Shack. They initially were priced at $2.
Inflation is it when you have such high demand that the people selling the goods raise the prices.
Mr. Heimbigner says they're having fun now, but one day, make-believe will turn into real life.
I think the younger that they can understand these skills, the better.
It's pretty fun, and it's like real life, which is really fun to do. And I like pretending that I'm an adult, because being an adult is awesome.
For the Now, I'm Annie Taylor.
Annie, thank you. And two boys from North Carolina are getting a lot of attention because of this picture. Take a look at your screen. These boys stopping in the middle of the road to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. It turns out Roseborough's fire department was raising a U.S. flag to full staff when they saw the boys with their hands on their heart. Many people on Facebook praising these boys for having respect and manners. All right, let's get this news feed started with some good news for people looking for a job. It's now at a record high of 7.3 million openings. The number of openings from December released today are the most in nearly 2 decades. Experts say it's just further proof that the job market is on a roll. How about this? A German airline taking a passenger to court for missing a flight. Airline says he took part in what's called hidden city ticketing. Passengers book a flight, but they get off at a layover stop instead of the final destination, which can be cheaper than just booking a ticket to that layover city. Well, you may want to know how to shop for healthy food. You may want to live a healthier life, but sometimes it can be difficult to find that food. Researchers say, though, nutrition classes inside grocery stores could help. A study found people with blood pressure issues made better choices when experts helped them understand what was healthy. All right, let's check back in with our lineup and more horror stories of what can go wrong with pet sitting apps. One family telling us they came home from vacation to find their dog dead. Yeah, they're warning today and how the company's responding. We've already told you some horror stories about some pet sitting apps, and now we're hearing from a family whose dog died while they were on vacation. The Now's Jace Larson reporting on their warning of what, in rare cases, can go wrong.
He desperately wanted to be everyone's best friend.
This is a face that we could all love. Max, the Schroyers family dog.
We had planned a trip to the Virgin Islands.
Dad Derek Schroyer hired a pet sitter on Rover to sit Max while the family celebrated his son's 10th birthday. The first day of their vacation, all seemed well. Day 2.
That evening, she said she was taking Max to the emergency vet because he had thrown up some water.
But this report Schroyer gave us from his vet paints a much grimmer picture. Severely dehydrated, the pet could not stand and collapsed. This was all happening in Orlando in mid-June. And then there's this note saying that the Rover sitter declined treatment for 2 hours at the vet's office. Schroyer, who admits that cell service was bad and so it was hard for him to communicate, says that he feels the Rover sitter minimized the situation when they did talk.
Do they think he's in imminent danger or is he just dehydrated? And she said they don't think he's in imminent danger.
Max died the next morning.
Obviously, we dropped off a healthy 3-year-old dog and came back and he was dead. So I do fault Rover and the sitter in particular.
The vet's report blames the Rover sitter. The Rover sitter compromised the care we were permitted to give Max, and this had bearing as to his chances at survival. It was a heartbreaking ordeal, this father says, and one that shouldn't have happened. Rover did tell me in a statement that despite the very challenging circumstances, the sitter acted diligently and in keeping with the best interests of Max and his owner. Schroyer says that Rover did pay for Max's vet bill. Jace Larson, The Now.
All right, Jace, thank you. Seniors are getting help to stay independent longer from an unexpected place, which is other seniors like them. And tomorrow on The Now, how a unique companion volunteer program works and the long-lasting benefits it's having.
And coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11, doctors once feared that a large tumor on a local woman's back would take her life. But after surgery, this local woman isn't letting anything stop her. How she's working to stay fit and inspire others tonight at 11. Very cool. Well, in the meantime, we are talking about some storms on the way, Allison.
Oh, yeah. We are tracking rain throughout the day on Wednesday and on Thursday. This system now in Northern California, but will be pushing in the very early morning hours tomorrow. So by the time you're waking up tomorrow, heading out to work, tracking those scattered showers, and that's going to continue well for the rest of the work week. Again, a warm system, so temperature's not too bad.
All right. Looking forward to it. That's going to do it for us for The Now. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.